Wrestlemania, baby! Woo! Hello there and welcome to episode 14 of my TEW 2020 save from then to now. It's Wrestlemania VIII. We've got a star band coming in. We've got a B-list celebrity coming in just to sit in the crowd and be filmed. And we've got a big special set. We are going all out for this show. It's our first season finale. Only 14 episodes in. We started in January. We're at the end of March. It's the end of this first spell of this save. As you can see the card, there's 8 matches on the card, but it's going to be a packed show. I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are. We are in New York, the Carrier Dome in Sycaris, New York. I'm excited. 35,000 people. We're definitely going to get a sellout. We could have got 60,000 here, but there wasn't an actual 60,000 venue. And I'd rather go to an actual venue rather than be in nowhere, because I think it just being in nowhere is just unrealistic. It takes away some of the realism. Whilst obviously some of the fantasy booking stuff we do isn't realistic anyway, I feel like always having a venue that we're actually at keeps it grounded in alternate reality rather than just fantasy. But let's get into it. It's WrestleMania, baby. Woo! And we kick off with hilariously a terrible segment. I wanted to do something different. I brought in a singer to do the national anthem or America the Beautiful, whatever song they do, the theme tune for America. So I found the indie wrestler, the regen with the best entertainment stats. He's still got 27, still bombed. But it's a bit of fun. The singer for the anthem comes in, sings the anthem. Everyone's all like proud because of America. And as you can tell from my accent, I don't care. But it's part of the WrestleMania tradition. We then get a hype for our big 4 matches of this show. Hogan versus Flair, Savage versus Taker, Hart versus Roberts, Michaels versus Piper. This is legend versus legend, legend versus legend, legend versus legend, and legend versus legend. This is as big as we could get for our first Mania. We haven't had massive time to build up someone from the scratch, but we're going to be working on that over the next year. So this is what we can do for our first Mania, is pit these massive names against each other and see what they do. But the opening match is Owen Hart and Koko B. Ware of High Voltage taking on Haku and the Barbarian. And it is High Voltage who pick up the victory. The match goes just over 11 minutes. We have like a big finish. Well, Owen pretty much gets blind tagged in. Barbarian goes to hit like a splash in the corner or onto Koko B. Ware. Owen blind tags in. Koko falls to the floor. Barbarian comes up, big celebrates. But this time Owen's on the top rope. Big missile drop kick. 1, 2, 3. High Voltage beat the team of Haku, the Tongan team of Haku and the Barbarian. 63 for the Barbarian, 61 for Haku. Pretty good ratings, actually. Maybe we should be considering them up near the title, but to be fair, we've currently got Miracle Violence Connection as the champions. They're heel, so don't really want to do heel versus heel. And Koko B. Ware and Owen Hart get 44 and 56 respectively, leaving us with a 57 overall. Second match on the card, Tatanka defeats Rick Martel with the Indian Death Drop. Rick Martel gets a 72, Tatanka a 54. God, there's still a lot of juice still in Martel. You wouldn't think it right at this time, because wasn't it shortly after this that he was in one of the upstart companies as their top star, and it was just flops. I I'm certain I remember seeing something like that. It's a 65 though. It's not a shabby second match. That's the point. The point of this card is it builds. These opening matches are designed to get people in the mood, and then we're going to get into that big bang, 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 bang top 5 matches, titles, legends. The early parts of the streak are here. Will we even have a streak in this universe? It's possible we don't. 65 rating though. We then get Hulk Hogan backstage. He's in his locker room. Gene comes in to interview him, ask him how he's feeling. Hogan goes and he's pumped up. There are 35,000 Hulkamaniacs here. And they're all ready to see Hulk Hogan with the WWF World Heavyweight title again. To show them but this isn't just for Hogan, this is for the Hulkamaniacs out there. Because Hulkamania is what makes WrestleMania. It's a 100 rating though. So it's a Hogan promo. It's what you'd expect on the actual card. Just gives us a good segment. And then we start something new. WrestleMania is always seen as sort of the finale. But because we're so early in this save, I don't want to have it completely beat the finale and start again from scratch next episode. So I'm starting a storyline here. We have Lord Alfred Hayes going to interview Owen Hart and Koko Beware after their victory earlier. And he goes into their locker room and he finds them completely knocked out. Medics rush in. Jack Tunney even comes in and just... Nobody knows. Like they ask witnesses, see if they can find any stagehands who were around to see if they know what happened. But they're not sure, they don't know. And in the end, we don't know either. It's a nice little fun story. There's mystery attackers. It's the classic TEW 2020 storyline. Mystery attackers, someone's beaten down backstage. Who could it be? Although, I will give you guys 50 guesses in the comments. At this point, I don't think you are ever going to guess who it is. It's a 72 rating though. Good stuff. And in the last of our prelim matches, before we get into our big 5, yeah, would be. Bulldog beats Chic, 3 minutes 21, running power slam. It's a dreadful match. But hopefully it will give Bulldog a decent pop boost at least. We're going to the next pay-per-view. King of the Ring will be at the end of June. So we've got 2 months, or 3 months actually, to book. So 12 episodes until King of the Ring. Jesus Christ, I cannot wait until monthly pay-per-views because these long cycles are tedious. Trying to think, okay, well, how do I slow down this story to make it last 3 months before they have a match? Ugh. We then get, basically it's the reverse of what we had earlier. It's Flair being interviewed in his locker room. He says he's happy to be here at WrestleMania. This is his first Mania. And he's going into the main event because that's what he does. He is the star of wrestling. There is nobody who can touch him. 100 rating, it's a Ric Flair promo. You can all work out the sort of things he says. There's a lot more passionate than me. I'm not a great promo guy for these guys. As I said, we're going to try and improve on that throughout the series. I'm sure we'll come back one day and look at these and be like, oh God, what were these promos? But that's part of the evolution. Maybe they'll be coming in eventually, probably. We then get our triple threat tag team match as the Miracle Violence Collection defend against the Natural Disasters and the Nasty Boys. And I really need to get Haku and Barbarian into a title shot because they've performed better than both of these challenging teams. All teams, 3 teams have good chemistry boosts. Excellent for Miracle Violence Collection and the Nasty Boys. Great for the Natural Disasters. But it's Williams stands out heads and shoulders above everyone else. 76, 69 for Terry Gordy's nearest. But the nearest from any of the other teams is a 66. Everyone else is in the 50s. Good old Earthquake. Looking 40. He's probably like 26 at this point. Oh, we haven't taken Earthquake and Jimmy Hart away. That's completely on me. I will sort that. But the Miracle Violence Connection make defense number 1 of their World Tag Team titles. Because, of course, I wasn't going to take the titles off them here. Like, we've done a bit of hot potatoing with this belt, but that's because of circumstances out of our control. Like, I was fully happy for... Like, the plan was for the... Arthur IRS and Ted DiBiase to hold them all the way up to Mania. And probably past that. In fact, we only really brought Miracle Violence Connection in to be a future... Like, we were supposed to... I was going to build them up and probably have them challenge for the titles at SummerSlam. But in the end, we had to pull the trigger a lot earlier than I planned it. And I think it's worked. They're probably getting, apart from like when Bret's in the tag division, they're probably getting the best ratings out of all of the tag teams. So they feel right to be the champions. I hope they can have a good run with them, to be fair. Who knows how long it will last? Not even me. We then get a fun little segment here, which is different for you guys than it would be in the actual kayfabe world. So, you know how WWE, especially nowadays, loves to do their WrestleMania is international, see where all these people have come from to come and see WrestleMania. Well, basically, we're going to do that. Vince McMahon is going to go into the crowd and interview 2 Japanese fans. And I'm sure 90% of the audience will have not watched All Japan, will have not watched New Japan. I will have no clue who these 2 are. I'm sure Meltzer will write it up in the Observer and send it out in the mail, went back when it was still on letters. But of course, it's Satoshi Kojima and Yoshinari Agawa. One from New Japan, one from All Japan. Because these guys were both just let their contracts expire. Like, their company just didn't extend them. And these 2 are great young wrestlers. So I brought them in, and I thought this would be a fun little segment for them. I'm going to have them in the crowd as Japanese fans for Vince McMahon to interview, because they're plants. They are going to be coming into stories soon, and them being fans will be referenced. But a 64 rating, great. It's a good little segment. Debuts 2 new characters, kind of. And Shawn Michaels and Piper really tell us we are in our main events now. We are in the last 4 matches. It's Michaels defeats Piper in 1929. Sweet Chin Music, meaning Piper is gone from the World Wrestling Federation. And this is a shoot, brother. Because Piper, along with somebody else that we will get to, signed with WCW. So they're not really good for us right now. Like Piper, again, someone else we'll get to. I offered them extensions, big money, and no, they both decided to go to WCW. Which is where this loser leave town stipulation came in. Of course, couldn't do that twice, so this is the only one of that. Piper loses here. Shawn Michaels gets a big win at WrestleMania, solidifying himself as a single star. I'm pushing probably into that main event in the next year, or at least into the IC title picture. Maybe even a TV world title challenge at this point, because Shawn Michaels feels like that douchebag heel top, like upper mid carder right now. 79 though, great stuff. And Piper comes out, but Shawn leaves the ring, and Piper says his farewell at WrestleMania. Bows to the fans, waves them all. He's a babyface, he gets to do this. Next match, Randy Savage versus The Undertaker. And it is solidifying The Undertaker as a top heel, because he beats Savage in 15:49. We'll go through like the closing sequence. Savage goes to hits an elbow drop. Taker kicks out at 2. Savage completely taken aback by this. Goes to the top rope, hits another elbow drop. Taker kicks out again. Savage goes to hit a third elbow drop. And Taker sits up. Stares at Savage. Stands up. Savage is like, oh god, what do I do? Quickly transitions into an axe handle, double axe handle. But he's caught around the throat. Big choke slam from the dead man. Did he do that move back there? I don't know. I haven't really watched many old Undertaker matches. Big choke slam. Gets him up. Tombstone pile driver. 1, 2, 3. The Undertaker takes his second name at WrestleMania. 2 big legends as well now, Jimmy Snuka and then Randy Savage. There's going to be no downturn in the streak in this universe. The Undertaker is always going to be in major marquee matchups. Yeah, I promise. Unless he gets built up amazingly, you will not see A-Train in a streak match. We then get Bret Hart in a pre-match promo, and he's saying he's worried about what happened to his brother early on. The fact that his brother was found unconscious backstage and nobody knows what happened is worrying. But right now, Owen will understand this, but I can't focus on that. I need to focus on going out there and defending my Intercontinental Championship, because Jake Roberts is a dangerous man. And if I have anywhere less than 100% of my focus on him, he will rip me to shreds. Hell, he might have even been the one to do it. He's never been above that before. I can tell you it's not Jake Roberts. But 90 rated segment. Good little pre-match promo from Bret. Bloody hell. This is why I love Bret Hart. Because in the Intercontinental Championship match, Bret Hart defeats Jake Roberts in 22 minutes 21, countering a DDT into a side Russian leg sweep into the sharpshooter. Gets a 94. They got great chemistry. 93 rated for Bret, 80 for Jake. Vince and Gorilla worked brilliantly together despite Vince being weak. That is it's high title prestige. Great refereeing from Hebner. Great road agent work from Lanza. Amazing babyface in Bret. Amazing heel in Jake. I would love to run this match back, but Jake Roberts is the second person leaving us for WCW. Jake Roberts, in fact, his first day with WCW is tomorrow, the 1st of April, 92. So this is Jake Roberts' last action in the WWF ring, or at least for now. You know, there's always a chance we bring him back around, well, whenever his WCW contract comes up, I guess. We might take a look at him then and decide to bring him back. You know, because he'll probably be pushed decently over in WCW. He's an ex-WWF guy. But 94 rating. Oh, please. I'm now worried about our main event. Because, you know, in no universe does this main event over Hogan Flair. But that match might bomb. And if it does, I'm going to be gutted that I didn't have the balls to put the Intercontinental title in the main event. But no, nobody in their right mind would put this above Hogan Flair. Let's get into it and find out then. Well, actually no, one more segment first. And Jake Roberts gets up. He's tormented the Hart family for months. And it wasn't enough. He still couldn't beat Bret Hart. So he stands up, Bret's celebrating, turns around, obviously nervous about Jake. He's been vicious all for the last 3 months, all spring. Jake Roberts just offers a handshake. Bret's tentative to take it because, you know, if there's one person I wouldn't trust, it's Jake Roberts. But in the end, he does. He shakes his hand. And Jake holds his arm up. Jake Roberts puts over Bret Hart. Kind of turns babyface. You know, kayfabe, that will screw over WCW. Because you'll obviously want to bring Jake Roberts in as a heel. So the last thing he's going to do here is a babyface action. Even if he's not officially turning. Obviously, it's the AI. They're not going to care about any of that. But it's my little get one-upsmanship. 100 rating, though. Oh, if the main event is good, this is going to be a banging show. And it's a 91. You know what? It's not as I was expecting it to be in the 80s. In the low 80s, to be fair. So for it to get 91 is brilliant. And in 17 minutes and 14 seconds, with a big leg drop, Hogan pins Flair. And Hulk Hogan is your new world champion, rather. An 85 for Hogan and 96 for Flair. So the finishing sequence of this, we are literally going to have Hogan power out of a figure 4. Because it's Hogan, of course he bloody well is. He's going to power out of the figure 4. Flair's obviously going to be terrified. Flair's going to start punching him. He's going to do no sells. All of that stuff. Big boot. Flair gets up from that. Big scoop slam. Leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Much better main event than Hogan Sid. Again, it gets a 91 and post-match. Well, Hogan must pose. Hogan poses. Does all his... Listens to the crowd, gets his muscles out, and that is the end of WrestleMania. And oh my word, I think this game is going to rank this show quite highly. Okay. We've just pulled off a 100 rated show in episode 14. What the actual hell? Well, according to the game, that is a perfect show. What do you guys think, though? Because that's more... Actually, no, screw it. The game says it's perfect. I'm speechless here, actually. We had a 27 rated segment on a perfect show. Oh, this game is... Honestly? That's insane. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time as we start the journey post WrestleMania and the build to King of the Ring. I'll see you then. Goodbye.